So we have a big update in the illegal drug trafficking operation currently ravaging Maine as a way to funnel billions of dollars back to China. The intrepid journalists of the Maine Wire have uncovered paperwork appearing to show that the brother of the state's governor, Janet Mills, recently helped a Chinese national to acquire property, including an illicit marijuana grow, just last month. No wonder they mused that when they tried to ask Governor Mills about the situation earlier this month that she was so tight-lipped. Watch.
What do you think are the national security implications of the huge number of illegal Chinese-operated marijuana grow sites in Maine?
I don't think that question relates to this project today. Thank you.
Our next guest tonight was able to reach Paul Mills, the governor's brother, directly to question him about these updates. Here's how that went.
Well, we do transfers all the Maine Wire. What is your particular? This is a news reporting service, I take it, right?
Yes, and we're interested in this particular property because it's actually an illegal marijuana growing operation. So, I mean, your name is on the tax documents having facilitated the transfer of this property into the ownership of a Chinese national. So did you know? I mean, how often do you do gift transfers to Chinese nationals?
Actually, I do work with people in different parts of the world. I guess maybe a particular Chinese national. I mean, people international. It's not terribly unusual to deal with people live in different countries. I guess maybe I haven't done one in China before, but for a long time, whatever. Obviously, I was not aware. This was for a local person in the Farmington area, I think, who approached me about it, and not aware of the purpose of the what the site. We don't do a site inspection when somebody does a deed for a piece of property, so not cognizant of the particular purpose or use of the property when a deed is done.
Joining us now to discuss is Steve Robinson, the editor-in-chief of the Maine Wire. Steve, thanks for being back tonight.
Thanks for having me, Kara.
Great. So Paul was very kind in your phone call with him, but he was stammering around a lot, and he seemed not to know much of anything that he was directly involved in, which is very strange. So explain for our audience what exactly his job is and how he came to help with this transfer of property.
So Paul Mills is the eldest brother of Governor Janet Mills, and he works as an attorney. He's a managing partner at a law firm that he founded in Farmington, Maine, which is in the western part of the state. And according to real estate records, which are public records anybody can go find, he was the preparer of a real estate transfer tax declaration form submitted to the Registry of Deeds and submitted to Maine Revenue Services on behalf of a woman named Shiling O of Malden, Massachusetts. And she gifted that property to her mother, who lives in Guangdong Province, China. And that was significant to me in and of itself. But the details of the property, I think, are cause for concern as well, because it was one that I was familiar with. It's in an area of the state, the central part of the state that I actually grew up in. And that particular property was purchased in 2003 and shortly thereafter had commercial grade power installed. Even though at the time it was purchased, it didn't have heat. It was listed as a tear down, according to the real estate listing. And the first thing that the new owner did was install commercial grade power and convert the 3-bay garage into a marijuana growing facility. And that's not just my opinion, that is in the electrical records. When they applied for the commercial grade power, they checked the box saying this is going to be for cannabis cultivation. And I spoke with the code enforcement officer in the town who said that he would not approve the permits for the facility on account of it being a cannabis cultivation facility. And in the town where the property is located, Corinna, they have banned all cannabis cultivation facilities. So there's no doubt that this property is an illegal cannabis operation. And I visited it on Friday. You could smell that it was that it was growing large amounts of cannabis. And the property shouldn't have any electricity flowing to it because the permits haven't been signed off for. But I could tell using an infrared camera that the garage was a balmy 75 degrees. So it's a marijuana growing facility, and the governor's brother helped transfer it into the custody of a Chinese national